Today, girls, we will start the second chapter of your English textbook. And the title of the chapter is Karma, written by one of the eminent novelists, journalists, diplomats, and lawyer, Khushwant Singh. I shall show you his picture first, then I shall give you a brief note on his contribution to English literature and to the Indian society. This is the photo of Khushwant Singh. Now I will give you a brief note on him. So, novelist, journalist, diplomat, and lawyer, Khushwant Singh is best known for his literary works. Winner of Padma Vibhushan and Sahitya Akademi Fellowship, he wrote his most notable work, Train to Pakistan, recounting his experiences of the partition of India. He was born to Sir Sobha Singh, a prominent builder, and Viran Bai at Hadali in Punjab's Kushab district, that is now in Pakistan. In those times, most of the births and deaths were not recorded. So, his father wrote February 2, 1915 as his birth date. But his grandmother later prompted him to set his birth date as August 15. He received his education at Modern School, Delhi, then from Government College in Lahore, St. Stephen's College, Delhi, and King's College in London. In 1951, he left the IFS and became a journalist at All India Radio. From 1954 to 1956, he worked in the Department of Mass Communications of UNESCO in Paris. Journalism and writing gave him a sense of fulfillment. He was the editor of several reputed newspapers and magazines such as the Illustrated Weekly of India, the National Herald, and Hindustan Times. He wrote numerous fiction and non-fiction works which came to be very popular. His works were engaging, interesting, and became bestsellers. Some of his popular works were Train to Pakistan, Delhi, a novel, and his autobiography, Truth, Love, and a Little Malice. He declared himself as an agnostic and never said prayers. He passed away on March 20th, 2014 in Delhi. Now, I hope you have understood or known something about the author Khushwant Singh. Now, let us begin with the title of our prose piece. The title is Karma. Karma, Sanskrit karma, that means act. In Pali, it is kamma. In Indian religion and philosophy, is the universal causal law by which good or bad actions determine the future modes of an individual's existence. The story was originally published in 1989 in Khushwant Singh's The Collected Short Stories of Khushwant Singh. The story illustrates the famous proverb, "Pride comes before a fall." He shows concern with the issue of cultural identity. The story is about an Indian gentleman who tries to adopt upper-class English culture and lifestyle, such as speaking the Queen's English, and about his relation with his wife, etc. Now, let us begin with the story. So, there are two main characters in the story, Rather, we can say the main character of the story is Sir Mohan Lal, and then we will be introduced to his wife, Lady Lal. So, this whole story, girls, is marked with a note of irony, and we shall see in different situations how Khushwant Singh, with his mastery of art, has given us certain instances where we can see how Sir Mohan Lal tries to imitate the upper class of the English society. Now, he presented himself always as a part of the elite class of the society, rather of the then society. So now, the story begins like this. Sir Mohan Lal looked at himself in the mirror of a first-class waiting room at the railway station. So the story begins with a very difficult word. If not difficult, it's a heavy word, Sir. Now, who is awarded Sir? Sir, as we know, we call teachers, male teachers, as Sir. But this is not the same as a male teacher. Now, I will tell you why Mohan Lal was called Sir. Now, Sir is a formal English honorific title given for chivalrous activity, rather was given by the British, and later it was given also to baronets and other officers. So that is why Mohan Lal was bestowed or awarded by the title Sir. Now, Sir Mohan Lal was waiting at the first class waiting room at the railway station. The mirror was obviously made in India. Now, let me show you a picture. You will find it interesting. The railway station. Now, this is a beautiful picture of the railway station where you can see the passengers are waiting for the train and the train steams in, and we will see it in a few moments later. And this is another picture in which there are two characters. I know you are finding it very strange why I am calling it two characters. The one character standing in front of the mirror is Sir Mohan Lal, and the other character, who is well personified by this writer, is the mirror. Why personified? Because we see that the mirror is talking back to Sir Mohan Lal. Now let us find out what is written in the story. The mirror was obviously made in India. The red oxide at its back had come off at several places, and long lines of translucent glass cut across its surface. Sir Mohan smiled at the mirror with an air of pity and patronage. Now see, from the very first paragraph of this story, of this chapter, a note of irony, a sense of irony is being seen. I hope you understand this, because Sir Mohan Lal is waiting at the first class waiting room and is standing just in front of the mirror. The mirror is made in India, and the red oxide, you have perhaps seen the red oxide being painted at the back of the mirrors. They are at some places scratched, and from those points glass is being seen, translucent glass. I hope you know what is translucent. See, in objects can be divided into three categories. One is transparent. Transparent means anything can be seen, through and through. Then comes opaque. Nothing can be seen from one side to the other. And translucent, the most important and a very good example of translucence is a butter paper. You can see, but a blurred image can be seen. So the glass was like that, okay? It was blurred. No vision was clear. And Sir Mohan Lal was smiling at the mirror with an air of pity and patronage. He was sympathizing with the mirror that nothing great, nothing better can happen in India like this, more than this. You are so very much like everything else in this country. Inefficient, dirty, indifferent, he murmured. So according to Sir Mohan Lal, everything in India that was made in India was inefficient, not capable of doing anything, dirty, this word is a very strong word, and indifferent. So you can well find and notice about the character trait of Sir Mohan Lal. He always, from the very beginning, is seen to humiliate or insult or look down upon everything Indian, everyone Indian. The mirror smiled back at Sir Mohan. So you see, the mirror is personified over here. You are a bit of all right, old chap, it said. Distinguished, efficient, even handsome. So these are the three things that are apparently seen by the mirror, and we are made to see by the author. He was efficient looking, he was handsome, and he was distinguished. Means he could be seen in a crowd in a very good manner. So he was perfect. That neatly trimmed moustache, the suit from Savile Row, with the carnation in the buttonhole, the aroma of eau de cologne, talcum powder, and scented soap all about you. Yes, old fellow, you are a bit of all right. So in this paragraph, we see the appearance, external appearance of Sir Mohan Lal, rather to say. So the things he used were all elements of the upper class of the society, the elite class of the society, of the British society to be precise. And the suit from Savile Row, that is marked with dignity, masculine elegance, and discreet luxury. And it states unequaled quality also. Now, all these made Sir Mohan. Sir Mohan threw out his chest, smoothed his balliol tie for the umpteenth time, and waved a goodbye to the mirror. Now, another thing that was very significant and to notice, that was the balliol tie. So the balliol tie is an exclusive tie from the Balliol College tie that has come from the Balliol family, London. So everything of Sir Mohan Lal gives us a feeling that he was an imitation or articulation of the British society. Though an Indian, he glanced at his watch. There was still time for a quick one. A quick one means a quick sip of whiskey. Koi hai? A bearer in white livery appeared through a wide gauge door. Livery means a uniform that is being worn by servants, bearers, etc. Special uniform. Ek chota, ordered Sir Mohan, and sank into a large cane chair to drink and ruminate. Now see, he always had an air of pity towards everything, towards everyone Indian. He always had the feeling or tendency to look down upon. And he was not very generous to this bearer, and he instructed him to give him just a peg. And he started to ruminate. Ruminate means to think about something deeply. Outside the waiting room, Sir Mohan Lal's luggage lay piled along the wall. On a small grey steel trunk, Lakshmi, Lady Mohan Lal, sat chewing a betel leaf and fanning herself with a newspaper. Now enters the second main character of the story, Lady Mohan Lal, Mrs. Mohan Lal, or the wife of Sir Mohan Lal. But can you not see a completely different or contradictory character, completely opposite character to that of Sir Mohan Lal? He was waiting at the first class waiting room, whereas Lady Mohan Lal, instead of sitting in the first class waiting room, she was waiting outside the waiting room. And she was sitting on the steel grey trunk. And like any other Indian woman or a wife coming from ordinary sect of society, chewing a betel leaf and fanning herself with a newspaper. So we see completely two different characters. They have been married. She was short and fat and in her middle 40s. So this was also, her physical appearance was also very much contradictory and very much opposite to that of Sir Mohan Lal. Sir Mohan Lal was a bit of perfection and she was not. She was very ordinary. She wore a dirty white sari with a red border. On one side of her nose glistened a diamond nose ring, and she had several gold bangles on her arms. The ornaments which she was wearing may be costly, but she was, by character, very much down to earth and very much ordinary and simple. She had been talking to the bearer until Sir Mohan had summoned him inside. As soon as he had gone, she hailed a passing railway coolie. Now, she was talking with the bearer like any other person, and she never looked down upon the bearer as Sir Mohan Lal did. Where does the janana stop? Now, what is this janana? Janana means the ladies' compartment of the train, right at the end of the platform. The railway coolie said that the janana or the ladies' compartment will be just at the tail end of the train. So we see that she is quite a contrast to her husband. Quite unlike her husband, she is not proud of her class, rather of her husband's class. She is gossip-loving, and she can call a coolie a brother very easily. That we will see. Her relationship with her husband is devoid of any emotional bond, just like a master and a servant. Her demand is less, and her simplicity prizes her at the end. So all this we will see with the process of continuing the story, and also at the end of the story too. So now let us continue. The coolie flattened his turban to make a cushion, hoisted the steel trunk on his head, and moved down the platform. Now she was going all alone, leaving behind her husband at the waiting room for the train to come. And she was not at all accompanied by her husband also. So she was accompanied by the coolie. And the coolie put her steel trunk on his head, and they walked on, moved on. On the way, she stopped by a hawker's stall to replenish her silver betel leaf case, and then joined the coolie. She sat down on her steel trunk, which the coolie had put down, and started talking to him. Now see, she was so simple in nature that she never cared. She never thought that she cannot talk to a coolie or a bearer, because all of them were just human beings for her. The class did never matter to her. So now she was talking to the coolie. Are the trains very crowded on these lines? These days all trains are crowded, but you will find room in the janana. Now, a very important piece of information was given by the coolie. He said that yes, the trains are very much crowded indeed, but you will find a seat in the ladies' compartment. Then I might as well get over the bother of eating. Now she wanted to have the lunch. Lady Lal opened the brass carrier and took out a bundle of cramped chapatis and some mango pickle. Now see, the food habit was also different. He was having, something that was a symbol of elite class society, and she is having cramped chapatis and some mango pickle that was very much Indian, very much ordinary Indian. While she ate, the coolie sat opposite her on his haunches, drawing lines in the gravel with his finger. Now, she was still accompanied by the coolie. The coolie was sitting just opposite her, and he was doing something with his finger on the gravel on the platform. Are you traveling alone, sister? Now see, this term is very important. Sister. Is this an appropriate term to be used here? Yes, why not? Because the relationship between a brother and a sister doesn't bother about the class. So here we find that the coolie very easily calls her sister, and she accepts it very nicely.